RX93.1 presents the Concert Series. Live musical performances at the Monster Studios by today's artists. The Concert Series. Your host, Rico Robles.
All right, good evening, everybody. How you guys doing? Welcome back to the premier live musical program on radio. This is the Concert Series, only here on the Monster. I'm your host, Rico Robles. Hello, how you guys doing? Okay, joining us tonight on the show is Nashville-based, North Carolina-born singer-songwriter Caleb Hearn, who created his debut album Left on McKinney with a commitment to raw honesty. At 23, he decided to confront his fear of vulnerability in songwriting, believing in openness could help others. This album, an evolution from his breakout single, Always Be 2.0, delves into personal struggles, including battle with panic disorder and challenges of coming of age. He's just right next to me, so it's kind of weird that I'm introducing and he's right next to me, right? Yeah, tonight we'll be hearing him perform along with all the hits and get to know his story of what he did to actually get heard online, especially on TikTok. This could be a blueprint, a map for you guys out there that are watching, that are into making music. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome, first time here in the Monster booth, let's give it up for Caleb Hearn.
Monster RX93.1.
Caleb, he's here, he's joining us. How was the travel, man?
Man, it's been a crazy journey.
Yeah.
We've been all over Europe and then Singapore and Jakarta, and now we're here in Manila. It's super
Right, you just landed, right?
Yeah, just landed
straight
like
up to traffic.
3 hours ago. Yeah,
Yeah. So welcome. It's your first time here.
Yeah.
And the musical journey that you've been doing. How long were you making the music?
Yeah, I was. As a kid, I picked up a guitar, and it was kind of an escape for me, just with some like personal family stuff that I had going on, and I kind of put it down throughout high school and even a little bit of college and stuff, and I always felt like something was missing, so it kind of found its way back into my life, and I guess for the past like 5 years, I've just been going for it and making as much music as I can, and just trying to connect with as many people as I can.
Was this the plan? Like when you were, I bet in college and in high school, you were into sports?
Yeah.
What's the sport you playing?
Basketball.
Basketball.
Yeah.
So that was the thing.
Yeah.
But then you're like, a part of you was like, okay, do I go pro? What's that?
Yeah.
You were dwindling with that?
Yeah. Well, I think it was. I had big dreams, but it was pretty obvious off the jump that I wasn't going pro.
Yeah.
I think the realistic goal was like maybe I could play college basketball and that kind of thing, and then I realized like even if I could play college basketball, I'd have to commit my entire college 4 years to that, and who knows if I would even get to play. It's so many things, so many variables, and I also just felt like there was something else still missing, and I think that's where music kind of came in and really woke me back up.
And with writing music, do you also approach writing music like an athlete? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you gotta prep, you gotta do this,
yeah.
I got my timeline.
Absolutely. I think that's honestly what's helped me the most is playing sports growing up. It teaches a lot of discipline, and it teaches teamwork, it teaches discipline. I think that like even when I started like writing with other people, not just myself, I think one thing that I learned was like, oh, I can like This takes teamwork to write a song together. It's not just one person. So I think being on teams and being in sports growing up, I think that discipline, teamwork, determination, all those things kind of have helped me get to where I'm at.
Now, with the guitar playing and the songwriting, when I know you used to do that before, but when did you discover, okay, time for me to pick this up? And
Yeah.
Did you let someone hear it? Who was the first person that heard you play?
Yeah, I think it was my mom. I grew up singing in church with my mom, and I mean I didn't love it. I didn't like doing it. She drugged me and made me do it. But I'm thankful for it now because it kind of helped me with the stage fright a little bit, got me comfortable, and I think because of that, she was the person that I felt like I could play in front of comfortably, and so I was just started writing some songs, a little. They weren't very good, but I started writing some songs, and she was very encouraging, and she was like, man, this is really, really good. You should just, you should keep writing and see what happens, So
I could imagine like the chord progressions and everything when you're coming from church. I mean, each line that you do sing there, it really touches the soul. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And adding the vulnerability that you write. I mean, what's the first song that you wrote? Can you remember?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I was 11 years old, and like I said, growing up in church, I wrote this song called "Come to Me," and it was a song about. I had a crazy imagination, but I wrote this song about someone with cancer. I didn't know who had cancer, but I just wrote this song about someone who had cancer, and it was very sad. But it was basically about how like God's gonna help you get through it, and yeah, I wrote that when I was like 11, and
He was 11, folks. 11.
Yeah. Oh, you can tell when you hear it. But no, it's somewhere on a CD in my grandma's house, just chilling. So.
No, I mean, the journey of the musical stuff that you've been writing, you've been doing that. But I read somewhere is that on TikTok you were doing these stuff, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And you stood out.
Yeah.
What were the things that you were doing that not a lot of people were doing?
Yeah, I think when TikTok really started ramping up as a platform and just kind of, I think 2020, 2019, that time frame, for me, I just feel like I was trying to figure out what is unique and what, because there's so many talented people on there. And I think one thing that clicked for me, and I don't really do it now, I think honestly it just helped me get some sort of platform, so then I could
to be seen and
to
be
seen,
heard,
so that I could actually play my own music, you know. But I think what really helped was I started taking really popular songs, and it started this kind of trend where it was like, if I had a verse on this song, like imagine if I had a verse on this Beyonce song or whatever, you know, and people were like, oh, this is kind of cool, you know. And I did everything. I was like rapping a little bit. I was like singing. I was like, it's just anything I could, you know.
But it was to stand out.
Yeah, I was just trying anything, and I think people like kind of respected that and kind of found that interesting, and then it kind of gave me some sort of platform to like.
So what's your TikTok name? Did you have like, Caleb Raps? Or was it?
No, it was. I will say the one thing I am proud of is throughout that whole time is I stuck with one name. It's just Caleb Hearn Music. I just said, all right, I'm just gonna do my first and last name and put music at the end. There we go.
And when did you feel like this was getting traction? I was getting popular. And then when was that time where you're like, okay, time to bring out my original songs?
Yeah.
Time to let y'all hear it.
Yeah, I think, well, I know exactly what happened was I had this traction on TikTok, and I was like, okay, something's working. But at the same time, I'm living with my dad, and I'm also, I guess, 20 years old at this time. So I'm living with my dad, and I had quit my job because I had this TikTok traction. I didn't know what it meant, but I was like, maybe I should just go for it. And then I quickly realized, like, okay, I have all this views and stuff, but I'm not making any money.
It ain't paying the bills.
It's not paying the bills.
Yeah.
And bills stop packing up, and my dad is like, all right, like, if you're not going to go to college, and if you're not, because I was like in between, it's like, if you're not going to college and you don't have a job, you're going to pay me rent. Like, it's one of the
start charging.
Well, he was like, it's one of the two. You either go back to college or So I was like, I pleaded with him. I said, okay, I did some research. I was like, give me like 2 months to like write a song of my own and like put it out there and see what happens, you know. And so he said, all right, you have no, it's 1 month. He said, you have 1 month. And so I wrote every song in the world. Like, I just was writing song. And every song just felt like I was trying too hard. You know, and I was like, man, what am I doing?
Well, you're under pressure.
Yeah. Exactly.
Right? It's like Tyla and her 10-year thing, right?
Yeah, Yeah, and I'll never forget the moment my dad comes downstairs and he says, hey, like, let me hear what you're working on. And I show him all the songs, and he's like, look, they're not bad, but like, you can just tell you're trying too hard, and you're just chasing a hit.
That's such a gray area. They're not bad, but is it good? You know what I mean? Okay.
Yeah, but then he just looks at me and he says, why don't you just write something with no pressure? Write something from the heart and just see what happens, you know? And I was like, mad and like, get out of here, you know? But a couple of days later, I just sat down and I wrote a song about, I just started thinking about my best friend who, he passed away a couple years prior. And it was something that I'd never really dealt with. And, lyrics just started pouring on the page. I didn't know what it meant, and I wrote this song, called my dad back downstairs, and he was like tearing up, and he said, that's the one, you know. And I was like, I don't know, this is like too vulnerable, this is too personal. And I put it on TikTok, and sure enough, that was the one.
That was the soundtrack of all the weddings?
Yeah, well, no, this was the one that was just like heart-wrenching. People were like really grieving and all that kind of stuff. The one with the wedding was like, I think a year later, something like that. But
it's an amazing journey.
Yeah.
Yeah, with people watching this now, they're probably taking down notes. Okay, how do we stand out? I mean, when was it the time that you wanted to give up? When, especially with TikTok, do you look at the views? Like people, how many people are watching me, or you just keep
all
on
the time.
playing?
Yeah, I try to keep on playing. It's
Yeah.
it's very discouraging though. Like
It's only
the
two
numbers.
people, right?
Yeah, I
And
know,
then
the numbers.
one, and then
Yeah. You're just like I there's been many times that I've been hit with that that feeling of like, what do I do? You know, even like, I mean, it still happens. You know, there's still moments, but I think that I think what gets people through that kind of thing is if like you love it. You know. When you love something, because I would have given up a long time ago if I didn't love it, you know. So I think that's what has to be at the forefront of every career. Like
it was a getaway when you were a kid, but it is now the one that's saving you from
Right.
from the world. Which
Exactly.
is really, really cool.
Yeah.
But I gotta ask this: Can you give us a sample of the covers? Maybe like a little medley,
man.
or
Oh, it's been so long.
Yeah,
Let me
if you
think.
could do the cover, if you had a verse in this song.
Oh, boy. Do you remember any? Yeah, he helped me with some of them too.
Yeah.
Man, I would have to pull up TikTok. I don't remember any.
All right,
I'm
but
so
we'll
sorry.
try to see if you can get some. But
Yeah,
the
yeah.
songs today, these are songs you've written how many years ago? Only this year? Or?
Yeah, it's kind of a mix. Most of these are from my a few of these are from my last album, Left on McKinney, which is kind of a shorter album. I think it's 7 or 8 songs. But and then a couple of these that I'm gonna play today are new, and one being the one we just played, The Lows, came out in May, and then we're gonna also be playing one that's unreleased.
Who would have thought that your guitar will bring you across Asia,
Yeah,
right?
man, it's
everywhere,
crazy. Yeah,
right?
it's crazy. It's
All
really
right,
cool.
So we're gonna have some more, of course, for those that are watching us and tuning in. Caleb Hearn joins us. We're gonna hear some more music. We're gonna hear
Absolutely.
a few.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, we got them live. It's a concert series here on the Monster.
Thank you.
Hey Monsters! It's Kayla Rivera. To catch exclusive versions of songs played on this episode, visit the Monster YouTube channel at RX931. That's youtube.com/RX931 and listen live on air on FM radio Mondays 7 p.m. on Monster RX93.1. Now back to the concert series interviews from the Monster.
For the talent, right? Right? It's amazing.
Yeah, he's a big help for sure.
Yeah, of course, the music, we've been going through your journey of vulnerability and everything. So it's just sort of, can we say it's a release, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
But do you feel better every time you sing it?
Yeah.
Or do you
100%.
relive that one moment that like, I was going through this?
Yeah, no, I think the whole process of writing that song really helped me get through the moment. And then I think now every time I sing it, it's a reminder that I did get through it, you know? Yeah, I think it's like more of a reflecting feeling, which is cool. So.
And it's getting it to work. It's putting it out there, and it's
Yeah,
out
yeah.
there, and you're traveling. Now, for you, I mean, it's just give you guys some random questions.
Sure.
When you're making it already, can you remember how much was the first check that you received, or the money that you received, and what did you buy with it?
That's a good one. That's the first time I've been asked that
Yeah.
question, I think. When I first started, I was using a platform called DistroKid. And it was just a platform that helps you get your music out there. And if anyone's listening to this and you want to put out music, that would be what I recommend. DistroKid, yeah. There's a lot of platforms out there, but DistroKid worked really well for me. And if you don't have a record label, you don't have to have anybody. It could just be you, and you just record songs and you put them out there. You can title them what you want. You can upload cover art, everything, and it brings all the songs to all those platforms, Spotify. Anyway, so I was using that, and they pay you on, I think, a 2 to 3 month delay. So when I made that first song, the one where I owed my dad money, I think my first check was, I think it was like $8,000 or
That's
something.
a lot of money.
For
$8,000.
for where I was, it was very, very helpful. And I was able to like really pay my dad back for what he had helped me with.
Was he surprised? You're like, oh, you made $8,000 by strumming your guitar?
Yeah. He like made me show him. He was like, let me see it. And I was like, I'm telling you, it's right there. And he said, well, I won't believe it until it's in your bank account.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. So I clicked withdraw, and I was like, please show up. and it showed up. So I was like, cool, yeah. And then it just kind of paid me monthly from then on. You know, it was really nice. So.
Now, when you're making the money as a musician, doing the shows, was there any person that you were excited to meet? Like, I'm looking for, and have you met that person?
Yeah, it's so weird now. I feel like there's still a lot of people I would love to meet, but I feel like so many of the people that when I first started like making music, people that I was looking up to are like now like friends or like colleagues, and it's really, really cool. One person that definitely jumps out to me, I would say, is a guy named Dean Lewis. He's a singer-songwriter in Australia, and he's incredible. And or actually, don't quote me on the Australia part. I think so, but something like that.
He did have an accent.
Yeah,
Right?
he's somewhere out there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've gotten to meet him a couple times, and he's been really, really, almost like a big brother in a way. Just kind of cheered me on. Mostly, I mean, we're never around each other necessarily, but mostly through social media and stuff. And it's like a really cool feeling because that's someone that I like truly was like, I'll never meet that person. And like,
Next thing you guys are Instagram friends.
Yeah. And it's so really cool. And there's a lot of people like that, you know, a lot of people that I just looked up to, and now I have talked to a few times, and like we're friends, whether we're the best friends or not, you know, it's still really, really cool.
Now, what are the pros and cons of putting your music out there?
Pros, you get it out there and you feel relieved, and you feel there's this weight lifted off your chest. More pros would be, you know, you love doing, you know, when you're putting music out there, you obviously love doing it. So like getting to perform the songs, getting to connect with people all around the world. There's a million pros I could go through. The only real con I think that there could be, I think, is people's perception of you, you know, which I try not to let bother me. But, you know, even when I put out Klonopin, the song I just sang, I was horrified at telling my story about, you know, panic disorder and why I was even on something like that in the first place, you know, because Klonopin in the U.S. is a pretty heavy drug for anxiety, and a lot of people that are on it, you know, a lot of people might ask questions, be like, whoa, like you must really have anxiety, you know. So
it was on the infomercial,
yeah,
right?
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
exactly. 1-800.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like it was kind of a freaky thing for me coming out of my shell, and so I think it's the perception that people have when you do put something honest out there like that. But I've been really fortunate. I think most of the time people have always been supportive of it.
Yeah, and we appreciate the honesty, you know, especially if somebody is going through something, do consult your doctor and do get some help if you need. All right?
Absolutely.
So here's the thing. Okay, so the dream, of course, for you as a musician, what's the ultimate goal? Win Grammys? What?
Man, I mean, obviously, would love to win a Grammy. I'd love to play Madison Square Garden. I'd love to do all these things. But I think overall, if I had to narrow it all down, it would be to make a living that is comfortable and can support my family and do the things I love with people that I love while connecting with people all around the world. You know, whatever that number looks like, whatever size venue that looks like, you know, I don't know the answer to that, but like whatever I can do to make it sustainable for a lifetime, you know, and make sure my family is taken care of, and while I'm doing what I love, I think that's the ultimate goal. If I can get to that point, obviously I'm going to keep pushing harder to keep going, but I think I will feel like I've done it.
You just define success.
Yeah,
that's what
success.
success is,
Success,
right?
right?
It ain't
Yeah,
the
yeah.
$1 million.
Yeah, it's not. No,
but it'll be
just
nice to cry inside a Corvette. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's
absolutely.
great stuff, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna. If I get there, I'm not gonna stop.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's the main goal, though. You know?
And you know, when you're making your music, I know not all the doors are opening. Not everybody said yes. What was that something that kept you going?
Honestly, I think it was the circle around me. I think it was I've been really blessed with a lot of people. I mean, him being one. We met in high school, and just people around me that believe that I can do it, and it's been really refreshing. And you know, even when there's been people that say no, you know, or people that just don't really believe in it or whatever, which is totally fine. I just always look back at my people that love me and believe in me, because it's been a true anchor for me to look at them because I know that they're not. I know they're not lying to me either. You know, it's a thing of like. I mean, he's here with me in Asia. You know, he's like, "Yo, I'm
you
coming
want to
with
travel?
you."
We're going on an Asian tour. Sure, put on your shorts. Let's go.
He'd be really good at lying at this point. I'm like, bro, you're doing this to yourself. But no, I mean, I think it's really cool to have a circle. I think that's what's kept me going. You know?
Yeah, it keeps you focused at the same time.
For sure.
What's that one advice that someone gave you that up to this day you take with you?
Well, I don't know if it's advice. It's more about I guess it kind of is. It's kind of a quote, if that works. But it's more about the music itself, and I like to say it a lot because I think it's something cool. But it's basically about the writing process of writing songs, and it's the quote basically is, "You can't write about writing," and it's basically just to say, take a break. You know, like so many people in music are like, oh, I got to write all these songs. I got to write, or try to get as many songs as I can or whatever. It's like you have to live your life. You have to go hang out with your friends. You have to go do these things because you can't write about writing. If all you're doing in your life is
just
working,
writing,
and it works in every scenario. You can't work with, you can't just work all the time. You know, like you have to have some sort of balance. Because if I was writing songs every single day, I would have nothing to write about.
So what do you do when you're not writing? Basketball?
I play some basketball.
Yeah.
I play basketball once a week. I am excited to get back to the U.S. and play some basketball.
Yeah.
I haven't played it in a few weeks, but I play basketball once a week. I hang out with my wife. My wife is awesome. I have a dog. I miss my dog. Go on walks with the dog. Go play basketball. Go to the gym. Watch movies. Lots of stuff.
Just live
Hang
life.
out with friends. Yeah, all the time.
2025. Who's gonna take the title? 26.
26.
Yeah.
NBA.
Yeah. Who you got?
Oh goodness, I could see OKC again. They might go back to back.
They got a stacked lineup, right?
They do.
And they got more draft picks.
I'm going
behind
for the
it.
Mavs though.
Mavs?
Let's go Dallas. I'm a Duke fan. Cooper Flag.
Yeah, how about you, my man?
I don't watch NBA.
No. NFL. Yeah, maybe.
College football.
College football.
That's
It's
his
very
thing.
sad.
Go Vols.
Well, thank you guys
Yeah,
for
man,
taking
thank
time
you.
to join us here, all the way from North Carolina. You're here in the Philippines.
Yeah.
You have any greetings for all your fans and those that are new to your music and
Absolutely.
also those that are fans? Go ahead.
Yes. Thank you so much for supporting me. This has been awesome. I'm so blessed to be here. I've got some more music coming out soon. Hopefully an album at the top of next year. So stay tuned for that. And I'll see you all soon, hopefully with the tour. Peace.
And when you do your show, is it a full band? Or is it just you two? And
It's we do. Yeah, this is definitely way more stripped back than what we do. We normally have we normally run some tracks. I think this next tour, our big goal is to get a drummer. We haven't had a drummer for the last tour, so we've been doing like he does electric and acoustic. I've done acoustic. And then we have a guy playing piano and running like a drum pad and stuff. And then he's running some tracks from the actual instrumental too. So it feels pretty big. But we want like a real drummer.
Try to DM Dave Grohl. See if he's available, right?
Okay, yeah.
In the middle of a, middle of a
100%.
break.
Yeah,
Why
maybe
not?
Travis
Right.
Barker while we're at it.
Yeah, while you're at it. Well, do check out their music. Of course, Caleb, where can they check out your music?
Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube Music, anywhere. If you just type in my name, and you should find all the songs.
And okay, so the last song you have, a little bit better. Tell us about this song.
Yeah, I always save this one for last, just because this is the one that's changed my life the most, I think. I wrote this one with a dear friend of mine named Rosie. She's from New York, and she's become a really good friend of mine. And we wrote this song the first time we ever met, and wrote it with two other guys in L.A., Colin Foote and Alex Burrell, who are two collaborators of mine that I work a lot with. And we didn't know what to write about. We just met, and we were like, we just started strumming along, and we came up with this song, and we posted it everywhere, and it went pretty viral, and it's over 100 million streams on Spotify. So
Wow.
It's definitely changed our lives, and it's been a crazy journey. So I like singing it.
Cool, here we
It's
go.
always better with her on it, but we're
It's
gonna
gonna be Austin singing?
Austin singing the female lead. Yeah.
All right, we got him live, ladies and gentlemen. It's the concert series. Once again, give it up for Caleb.
Thank you.
The concert series. Live on the Monster.